be good to go. Let
Waiting
everybody
for it
know
to
we're
pop up.
here. Over on the Discord and such. Should be.
All right, the Court of Dis. All right, got YouTube up and muted.
All righty. We should be good. Is it echoey at all?
Not that I heard.
Okay. Well, if it
So
is, we'll pause and I'll restart loop back. But other than that, it's time to do a show. What do you say?
Sure.
It is time. Do it. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Greetings, programs, and we're back for another episode of the Nerd Cave Retro Show. My name is Jason Robbins.
And my name is Derek Diamond.
Oh man, what a week it has been. How has your week been?
It went by like a blur, but at the same time, it feels like it took forever. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of running on fumes. Today has been like the Mondayest of Mondays. I overslept because it stormed all night.
Yeah.
So overslept, was late to work. Then I had a video shoot this morning. I had errands to run and all that kind of stuff. So there were a lot of cops out today too.
Really?
Yeah. So when I left for work in the morning, there was a wreck and there were 2 cops at it. Then when I was coming back from the video shoot, going back to my office, there were 2 cops that had somebody pulled over. Then I saw 2 more when I was on the way home from work with an ambulance, closely behind. So it was a weird day today in Pensacola.
Yeah, we've experienced all 4 seasons in one day today. Ever since last night, it was like you said, it was storming over here last night, and then all of a sudden the temperature went down to 50, and it's been windy as hell all day, and now it's supposed to be like in the 30s. We're supposed to have a hard freeze tonight, so that's great, and then it's gonna be back up to like 80 degrees by Wednesday. So yay, Gulf South.
Shout out to my sinuses that are going to be enduring some major pain over the next couple of days.
But I did purchase they had a Steam sale over the weekend. I got Kingdom Rush 5 on Steam over the weekend, so I've been playing a hell of a lot of that over the weekend, and took a lot to pull me away from Balatro, but they managed to do it. Kingdom Rush always delivers.
Yeah, well, I noticed you put that in the Discord, I think, earlier today, and I was like, I didn't think anything would be able to pull him away from Balatro, but shout out to Kingdom Rush for making it happen.
It's been out a while, and I've been kind of reticent to get it because I love Kingdom Rush 4 so much. And I'm like, there's no way they can top it. I mean, they're already like, by the time a game gets to its 5th iteration, it's like, what can you do? What you haven't done before. They found a way to do it, Derek. They topped themselves once again with another great game. And let me tell you something, everybody. If you have not played any of the Kingdom Rush games and you are a fan of tower defense, it's the best tower defense games out there. There's none better. It's all the pop culture references. It's so good. You need to play. Oh, what was that? Kitty. Why is my cat is over here destroying things. Sorry about that, everybody.
Our pets love to cause mischief while the show's going on.
She got under my feet and started knocking stuff around. I'm like, what are you doing back there?
It's all good.
But yeah, Kingdom Rush 5. Go out and get it, everybody. It's so good.
Yeah, I didn't really play much other than NBA Jam, which I'm going to be talking about a little bit later on in the show. I don't know. It's just work was really busy, and then over the weekend I just kind of wanted to recover. So I had a nice lazy weekend and just played a little bit of NBA Jam. So
Here's the culprit right here. She
I was I was about to say the exact same thing. There's the culprit.
kitty. Yeah, she just wanted to say hi to everybody. So there, go on, kitty. Go play with your new mouse that I bought you the other day.
Our viewership will triple for those few seconds that she was on.
What I think it is, I bought them some new little mice with the little fuzzy mice they have catnip inside of them. So it's like after they start playing with them a little bit, they get all like amped up and just want to go destroy things. So I think that's what she's been doing, and she's been playing with that mouse too much.
Just all wound up.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not trying to think of anything else I did this weekend. I've been watching the new Scrubs series, which I've been enjoying. It's like hanging out with old friends again. It's like it never left. It's Scrubs. New episodes of Scrubs.
Yeah, no, Scrubs is good. What else have I been watching? Trying to remember. I did watch the Oscars last night.
I didn't watch any. I haven't even seen any clips yet.
I mean, Sinners, a lot of people were disappointed that it didn't win like Best Picture. But Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor. Ryan Coogler won Best Original Screenplay. I think they won Best Editing as well. So I mean, they still raked up some big awards. The in memoriam that they do every year, it's depressing, but it's usually so well done, and this one wasn't an exception. When Catherine O'Hara and Val Kilmer popped up like that, those hurt.
Yeah.
It was really, because I loved both of them growing up.
Yeah, Nick in the chat room says he'd like to be on another episode. We got to get back to doing our community spotlight episodes too, where we have members of the community on the show. We haven't done it in a while. Things have been kind of hectic here the last couple of months, so we'll get back to that soon.
I suppose.
But yeah, I kind of feel like I did hear some highlights about it, and I think Delroy Lindo got robbed because he was so good in Sinners. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen one battle after another, and Sean Penn won for the what was it? Best supporting actor. But I don't know. Delroy Lindo was just so good in Sinners.
Yeah, that movie, like, it deserved more awards. Honestly,
yeah.
It was one of the best movies I've seen in years, as far as like original ideas. Something that's not like attached to a major franchise. So,
yeah.
Wish more movies like that would be made.
Yeah, we bought it on DVD as soon as it came out, so it gets played regularly around here.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it is an incredible movie.
Oh yeah, my favorite, probably my favorite movie of 2025.
I would agree with that.
But speaking of favorite movies of 2025, we got some news to get to. That doesn't make any sense. You ready to get to the news this evening?
Oh, sure.
Here we go. And most of tonight's stories were provided to us by our good friend Armez Jackson. And if you have a news story you'd like us to cover, send them to nerdcaveretro@gmail.com. And this is the one I was ready to get to because I'm so excited for this. From NintendoLife.com, cult classic The Seventh Guest is getting a full remake on the Switch, arriving later this year. Vertigo Games and publisher Vertigo Games and developer X-Key have announced a full remake of the FMV cult classic, The Seventh Guest. There seems to be no Switch 2 version of the game at the time of this writing, which is kind of weird. You'd think they'd put it on the 2. I imagine there's got to be a Switch 2 version coming as well. Says, much like the original, you'll be exploring an eerie mansion stuffed with puzzles and secrets to uncover. Released in 1993 by Virgin Interactive Entertainment, The Seventh Guest went on to sell over 2 million copies and received a 25th anniversary remaster for the Switch in 2023. Let's see. Does it have a price? Doesn't have a price on it yet, but yeah, I'm sure it'll show a price when it's getting closer to drop time. But I'm excited for this because I love the seventh guest.
Yeah, you've praised this game for years. And there's a trailer and a few screen caps on the article as well. The game looks really good.
Yeah.
And it says here that there's no word on a specific release date yet. So I feel like this would be a perfect like fall game.
Oh, yeah.
Like around September, October.
I hope
That'd
this
be
comes
perfect.
out around Halloween because I would love to do this for Halloween Horror Month.
Yeah, it would make sense for that to happen. But yeah, it says here that some of the key features are cinematic storytelling through volumetric video. Using newly recorded volumetric video, live action performances are captured in full 3D, placing players directly inside Henry Stauff's mansion. Real actors appear within the world itself, making every encounter feel immediate and unsettling. That's really cool. Like they're going all out for this, and I love it.
And I hope that the acting is still kind of over the top and cheesy like it was in the original, because you got to have that. For as unsettling and eerie as the game is, it kind of, the weird overacting of the actual live performance actors, balanced it out to make it, just give it some character, most of the time I hate like overacting and stuff, but for something like this, like it fits because it is kind of cheeseball.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for overacting and just like being over the top. So
Yeah.
I'll be excited to see more about this, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it as news develops.
Absolutely.
Next up from MyNintendoNews.com, overview trailer for Super Mario Wonder expansion for Nintendo Switch 2. The new trailer has unveiled more details about the Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus meetup in Bellabelle Park game, including new boss courses to take on with the Koopalings, a new power-up, and more to look forward to when the game launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 system March 26th, which is about 10 days.
Yeah,
10 days from when we're recording this. So I have not played Super Mario Wonder. I've heard good things about it. I do like the new Super Mario Brothers engine that they've been using since the Wii, and this looks to be in kind of like a similar type thing. I know reviews were good. So eventually I will check it out. I mean, I'm not planning on getting a Switch 2 anytime soon, but at some point I will play it for the Switch. Because I like I said, I really like the more modern take on the 2D side-scrolling Mario games.
And I wish that they would remake 1 through 3 in that Super Mario engine that they've been using, because I would buy that again, like a brand new Super Mario All-Stars, and just I would take my money, Nintendo, right now.
That would be so good, and having like updated soundtracks,
so
new graphics, all of that.
Yes,
that would be great. I would love that.
For it. This next is from, do I have the right one up? Yeah. TimeExtension.com. A classic PlayStation and Sega Saturn shoot 'em up is making its way to PS5 and Switch 2 this week. Let's see. After taking us on a trip to feudal Japan last week with its console reissue of the NES title Nobunaga's Ambition, Hamster, the creator of the console Archives, has announced plans to send players to the skies this week with a re-release of Video System's 1996 PlayStation title Sonic Wings Special. It'll be released on March 12th, which was 4 days ago, on PS5, and March 13th on the Nintendo Switch 2, both versions featuring the usual features associated with these releases. Include customizable button layouts, rapid-fire settings, multiple save points, and the ability to adjust the screen layout and filters to replicate the look of a CRT monitor. Both versions will cost $11.99, the same price the company previously charged for Cool Borders earlier this year. And I don't know about you, but I never played Sonic Wings back in the day. I don't really know much about these games.
No, when I found out there was no blue hedgehog involved, I just kind of said, I'm good. Even though it's funny if you look at the the art that's on the at the top of the article, even the word Sonic is in a similar font.
Yeah,
It's
it
Sonic
is.
the Hedgehog, but they the games look pretty cool. I vaguely remember hearing about Sonic Wings special back in the day. So maybe I don't know if I get a Switch too.
Yeah.
I may check this out, but
It looks
yeah,
like
I think
a,
it's
like a
pretty cool.
1942 style overhead shooter type of game.
Yeah, I watched the trailer for it, and the game looks cool. I wish it was coming out on the original Switch as well,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate, but what can you do? Our last story is from yankodesign.com. I love that website name, by the way. Uh, Game MT EX8, say that 10 times
Yeah.
fast, debuts as a budget Android handheld tailored for retro gaming.
That's why I let you read this one.
I had a feeling. The gaming handheld continues to expand with new devices aimed at retro enthusiasts and mobile gamers. One of the latest additions is the Game MT EX8, a portable gaming console designed to develop a capable Android based gaming experience while maintaining a relatively affordable price point. With a high resolution display, a familiar handheld layout, and hardware suited for emulation and mobile gaming, the EX8 represents GameMT's attempt to compete with other budget-friendly handhelds in the growing retro gaming segment. Handheld features a 4.88-inch display with a resolution of 1080 by 1620 pixels and a 3:2 aspect ratio. The format is particularly appealing for retro gaming because it better accommodates older console titles that do not match modern widescreen displays. And it says here, or the article's kind of long. I'm looking to see if there's maybe a price.
Yeah, I was looking at, I don't see a price anywhere. I'd imagine something like this is probably going to be somewhere around 100, 150 bucks at least.
You know what's interesting, and I can't believe I haven't brought this up on the show yet, but like more and more retro games are coming out as mobile games.
Yeah.
Like I found out you can straight up download the original Sonic 1 and 2 for your phone
Yeah.
and play it that way. It's pretty cool, honestly. I mean, we've talked about the Delta app that I still use to play certain retro games, but props to those that are just straight up putting old games on the App Store.
It still blows my mind that Nintendo doesn't team up with like Sega to just come out with some little console to put out, like the NES Mini or the Sega Genesis Mini, that you can download titles to. Just have a little store that you can get on, like the old what was it called, the eShop back on the Wii, where you could just buy old video games for 99 cents a piece. Like, why not? Why not? It'd be a good way to make a lot of money.
Or they could even do something like what Evercade's doing.
Yeah.
With their rare edition of their handheld. You can play N64 games on a handheld now. I mean, they tweaked Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
And so why not even just do something like that and just release cartridges with like a Sega collection or like some kind of Nintendo collection, whether it's Zelda, Metroid. Do like a old Squaresoft. I know they're not Squaresoft anymore, but you could do an RPG cart. You could do like action. You could do a lot.
Yeah.
But none of that'll happen.
No, it'll never happen. But I think we're going to start slowly moving back towards smaller video games like retro games, because video game industry ain't doing too hot right now, especially with these billion-dollar franchises. Like, they're not selling like they want them to. They're not doing the constant they're just not. Everybody wants to have that Fortnite model, you know, where you have like people buying, what do they call that, the monthly pass or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and Game Pass and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. It's just, no, that's such a rare thing for something like Fortnite to happen, and then everybody tries to do the same thing. Or it's like whatever's big at the moment, everybody tries to jump on the bandwagon, but then they're like 4 or 5 years too late by the time they get a game to come out. So just put out some smaller games for cheaper money. I mean, why not?
Because it makes too much sense to do that.
Yeah,
Is one of the reasons in my opinion anyway.
Because they're not getting. I mean, a lot of these companies are losing money because all these big financial backers are pulling out because there's just no money in it. All the money is in AI now, so that's where all the companies that were giving money to video game companies are going now.
I'm very curious to see where the gaming industry is in 10 years.
Yeah. And Nick does have a good point in the chat room. He says RE Requiem sold 6 million copies, but that's also a very established IP at this point, too. And it's gotten really good reviews. Capcom knows what they're doing. I trust Capcom more than I trust most video game companies.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, is when you have like your Resident Evils and your known franchises, people are going to play those.
Yeah.
It's just, you can't survive on just that alone, though.
And he said this is a perfect sentence. He said whatever Capcom is doing is what everyone should be doing. 100%, because not only are they putting out the big titles like RE9, but they're still doing Mega Man games. You know, they're doing smaller stuff. They know they have a legacy, so they're putting out those legacy collections. Capcom is probably the smartest, best video game company out there right now. Hands down.
That's like I was saying earlier with the Evercade. More companies should be doing stuff like that.
Yep.
Like just do a collection of these old games and people will buy them.
Yeah. I have proven that. You put out a good Capcom beat 'em up collection, guess who's going to buy it? Me.
Yeah, exactly.
But now we get to do a little bit of video game history. In March of 1993, in Sweden, the Swedish video game magazine Superplay starts. The original name is Superpower. I have never heard of this magazine before in my life.
I prided myself on being pretty informed with video game magazines back in the day, but I never heard of this until I think we've discussed Superplay once before, but I have no recollection of it.
Mm-mm.
But it's good to know that, you know, other countries got magazines.
Yeah, let me look at the logo. Oh, of course they don't have a picture of like the logo or anything. So
now, why would they do that?
yeah, that would be too easy.
Yeah, I miss a good video game magazine.
Yeah,
like getting Electronic Gaming Monthly or Nintendo Power in the mail and just reading it, you know, on the drive home. Was just so good.
Dude, I was in Barnes & Noble like a week or so ago, and they have this really cool retro gaming magazine that was in there that reminded me of like retro Electronic Gaming Monthly. Like it just had all kind of stuff in there about old games, arcade games and stuff, and I was looking at it. I was like, I want to get this. And it was like $30 for a magazine.
Yeah.
No,
I believe it.
Magazines should be like $3.99. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, that's not the world we live in anymore.
Nope.
March 20th of 1997, Konami releases Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the PlayStation.
Something I still need to review.
Yeah, I feel like I keep hearing about this game every now and then, just in like random like web searches or conversations. It's weird. I don't get it because I didn't grow up playing Castlevania, but
well,
yeah, this is something you should review.
It's the game that solidified the Metroidvania genre.
Model?
Yeah, the model. Like that's the game that everybody looks to.
All right.
Let's see. March 5th of 2001, Rare releases one of Derek's favorite games of all time, Conker's Bad Fur Day, for the Nintendo 64 in North America. I still can't believe this game came out in 2001.
Game's 25 years old.
I know.
It is absolutely insane. I without going into like a full in-depth review of it, like I remember this was originally going to be just like a Banjo-Kazooie type game. It was going to be called 12 Tales Conquer 64. And I guess Rare was like, this is too much like Banjo-Kazooie. And then it became what it was, which is basically like a cutesy platformer with a little bit of South Park humor thrown in.
Yeah.
And it came out at the end of the N64's lifespan, so it was kind of like it got buried with like news of the GameCube and all of that. But the game is dated. It is very dated, but I still love it. And I found the shirt that do you remember Loot Crate?
Yeah.
So like every month when they would send you a box, there would be a T-shirt that was included.
Yeah.
I found a Conker's Bad Fur Day Loot Crate shirt with like all the major characters on it. And whenever I get some extra money, I'm probably going to get it because it was a really cool looking shirt.
The days of things like Loot Crate when it was, it was fun being a nerd. Those were the days.
Those were... I won't do it anymore.
Like I miss Think Geek too. Like I think about Think Geek all the time.
Think Geek was
like,
great.
Man,
Yeah.
I miss cool stuff.
Yeah. March 22nd of 2005, Monolith Productions release The Matrix Online for Windows in North America. So this was not Enter the Matrix. This was like an MMO that was set in the Matrix universe. I never played it. It looked cool, but I tried the Star Wars MMO, The Old Republic, I think was what it was called.
Yeah.
And like it was fun, but MMOs just aren't really my thing.
I was playing City of Heroes at this time, so nothing was going to pull me away from City of Heroes until World of Warcraft dropped on my head, and then I was sucked into that for like 5 straight years.
Wow, had its talons deep in you, didn't it?
Just like Balatro. I think I have a video game problem, Derek.
That's one of the reasons why we're doing this podcast, because we both do. That's why I have to pull myself away from certain games.
Yeah.
Because it's just because I remember when Smash Brothers for the Wii U came out, like at the time it came out, I was kind of in that period. Like I was still working for the Wahoos, but it wasn't full time. So I didn't work from like October to December. I unlocked everything in like 2 days.
See, the thing with me is I'm like super ADHD. So whenever I find games like Kingdom Rush or Balatro, something that allows me to just quiet the world and zoom in on something, I just get, hyper focused on certain types of games. Like it was that way with World of Warcraft too. Like my favorite thing was to just start a character, get up to like level 30, start a new one, start another one, different class, different race, get him up to 30, and then start over again with a different class, different race. Like I would just do that all the time.
But there's something great though about like starting a character from scratch, because you get to do, and especially games with like World of Warcraft. I remember with Skyrim, how you could kind of emphasize like different abilities. Like through one playthrough, you could emphasize yourself more on magic.
Yeah.
And it creates great replayability, and yet you might lose it, like your save progress, but you still got the memories.
Yeah. Nick says he's that way with the RE too. He's beat it on every difficulty already. Dude, you're insane. That's crazy. It's only been out like a week.
We got to get you, Nick, and Joey about video game obsessions.
Yeah, me with RE4, which I've played through like 10 times now, and Joey's got us all beat with
Days Gone.
Days Gone, dude. He has played that game. He has it on like every platform you can buy it on. He has a problem. You think I have a problem, everybody? Joey Image is the one with the problem.
I like to think, I know he's doing his own show right now, but I like to think that while he's doing the show, he's playing Days Gone.
Yeah. Oh, and Chuck,
while he's at work, he's playing Days Gone.
And Chuck in the chat room says he was an alpha beta tester for The Matrix. That's cool.
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been a beta tester for anything. I don't want to have to write down when stuff's wrong. Usually I just like to just play. I don't want to have to stop and write things down or tell people.
Yeah, like on one hand it would be cool, but I think I'd rather just stick to just being a gamer.
Yeah. But that's going to bring us to the end of this month of video game history. Before we go into the review tonight, Derek, you want to do our Patreon shout-outs?
Sure. As always, we like to shout out our awesome patrons over at patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. We want to shout out Jam the Ottoman, a.k.a. Sirum11590, Zachary Herring, Eek7674, Omnislick, Alex the Alley Cat, Justin Nispel, Riley, the official NCR fact checker, Mr. Wally Phelps, Nick W., Eld the Zombie, Yupfed, a.k.a. Knife, Raven, Daniel Salmon, a.k.a. Bethany Fox, our amazing Discord community manager, Mr. B-Rez Coffee himself, Mike Eveland, Axblade07, Carlos Longoria, a.k.a. I am the Rampage, Staff Sergeant Sketch, S.M. Penny, Matthew Salmon, and now we introduce a man who is known all around the world. A man who knows his potato. Known on the West Coast as Ellis. Known in Philadelphia as Marco Sandwich. Known in the exotic dance world as Yvonne. Being accompanied by his manager, Sir Marcus Vontavious Alabama Chicken. Enos, the golf instructor. The American Salad. The Dream Chaser. He is a violinist. He is a pianist. And he is an overall enjoyer of music. He is the undisputed Nerd Cave Retro Heavyweight Champion of the World, Joey Image. I don't want to sound like I'm vain or anything like that, but I feel like I'm getting better with this every
Yeah, you might actually roll into a ring announcer career after this.
I still think when Diamond Championship Wrestling was around, I should have been like the on-air authority figure. Would have been perfect. And last but not least,
Mama Diamond.
Donna Diamond, thank you all so much for your continued contributions and keeping the lights on for us here at the Nerd Cave Retro Podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you get your own RSS feed with 0 ads. If you want to hear great conversations like this completely uninterrupted, it just costs you $1 a month. And you get early access to our bonus episodes, which include commentary tracks, roundtable discussions. We've even done a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. And this week we will be revisiting a classic that we have not done a commentary for in quite some time, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm actually really looking forward to that. I don't think I've watched the Super Mario Brothers Super Show since we did our last commentary track.
I haven't either.
This will be fun. You know, we've got the Mario movie coming out in a couple of weeks. So remember, at one point, this was the definitive Mario adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
So, that'll be dropping later this week. And if you want to be a part of our awesome Patreon community, just head over to patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. And for new patrons, be sure to send us your social media info so we can give you a proper shout out.
And tonight, Derek's going to be talking about... That is some 90s foolishness right there.
That is the definition of 90s foolishness. If you could physically manifest that song into a picture and put it next to the definition of foolishness, you would have an accurate depiction.
That's like some chip tune John Tesh is what that is.
By the way, the John Tesh NBA theme is like one of the greatest sports anthems of all time.
Oh, he was great at that.
So the NBA, like they're back on NBC, and they even had John Tesh do a re-recording or a remaster of that song, and it was great. There was even a commercial about it. It was really funny. But the game I'm going to be talking about tonight is NBA Jam, specifically the Super Nintendo version. It is a basketball video game series based on, probably guess, the NBA, aka the National Basketball Association. It was initially developed as an arcade game by Midway, but was done by Acclaim for the Super Nintendo, which is the version that I'm going to be talking about. Now, growing up, in the 90s, the NBA was huge because of the Chicago Bulls, and you had other players as well, but it was almost like an event to watch a Chicago Bulls game back in the day.
Yeah.
And I remembered hearing about this game mostly through the arcades. My arcade experiences were very limited, but I do remember seeing this game pretty prominently featured, but I never played it. I knew there was a version for the Super Nintendo, but I never played it either, and haven't really thought about it for a long, long time.
I never played this, but I did play Arch Rivals, which was this was the successor to Arch Rivals. It says on here.
Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm reviewing this game is actually shout out to Nick in the chat room, because he brought it up in the Discord, and I was thinking, you know what? I don't think we've ever talked about a basketball game. And this was something that I've wanted to play for a while, so I was able to sit down and do it. So I will say up front, for those of you who want to play this game and you're thinking, okay, well, because I did this. If you just want to pick the Bulls with like Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, all of them, Michael Jordan ain't in the game. And that is because the NBA does not own Michael Jordan's trademarks and likeness. Michael Jordan himself owns that, which makes sense. I mean, he's like one of the most famous athletes ever.
Yeah.
So of course, he's going to have the right to that. I want to say a version of this was released later on that did include him. But in the version that I played, it did not, because that was the first thing I did. I went to the Bulls and he wasn't an option. And I'm like, well, crap. So I'm actually going to have to learn how to play it. But the game itself, it looks and sounds great. Yeah. We talk a lot about how arcade ports kind of suck for the most part. But this one, from what I've seen, it actually translates pretty well, because the controls are very smooth. So this is how the game works. So it's 2 versus 2, and you can pick, like really any team in the league, and you play 4 quarters, which go by very, very fast. They're not 15 minutes like they are in real life.
Yeah.
And what's cool is that there really aren't too many rules.
Yeah.
you don't get fouled, so you can literally just go up to the other player and take the ball. which is pretty great. It's super simple to play. You move, you can pass to your teammate, or you can shoot. And that's literally it. But I think that's great because even the console version, like it feels like an arcade game. And I think that's perfect for a game like this.
So I never played NBA Jam, but can you punch people in this game, or was that just arch rivals? You could do that.
I want to say it's just for arch rivals. Like I know you can take the ball, but I don't think you straight up like punch somebody. Which is that would have been pretty funny. Oh, Nick actually says he has a signed poster by the guy who did the commentary in the game.
Oh,
That's
cool.
really cool. Yeah, that is really cool. Oh yeah, Ira Monkey. That's why you should have played with the Seattle Supersonics. Yeah, so the Seattle Supersonics aren't around anymore, but they were a pretty big team back in the day, and that's how you know the game is dated because they're in it. Oh yeah, OmniSlick says you can push. So yeah, that I was gonna say I don't remember being able to punch anybody, but that really kind of makes it even more fun because it's like there aren't any consequences. Like I think the only way you can foul is by goaltending, but you can do things like if your opponent shoots the ball from like half court or even from the 3-point line, you can jump straight up and take the ball and then just go to the other side. So I would imagine this would be really fun to play with someone.
Yeah.
Cuz it's great to play just even by yourself. But I can imagine if you were going up against like an actual person, this would be super fun.
Yeah, I would imagine this was probably way more fun back then if you had a sleepover. You know, a friend come over and you play this. Cause I've never been one. I mean, I am gonna review Double Dribble in a couple of weeks because I had Double Dribble for the NES, but I was never really much of a sports game person at all ever. And I liked sports games where you could play two players. Though that was always fun.
Yeah, I didn't actually get into sports games until I was a little older because we would play like NCAA football or Madden, when we'd have like sleepovers during the weekend or we would just hang out. Those were always really fun. Like it's fun to play by yourself, but it's a lot better. Even though sometimes friendships can get tested.
Yeah.
Because that certainly happened back in the day. But I mean, I think everybody's got a story or two like that.
Yeah, I got into a fight over my copy of Double Dribble, but we'll talk about that whenever. We'll talk about that in 2 weeks. There's your teaser.
There's your teaser for our next review episode. But OmniSlick brings up a great point too. The look of the game is great too because it's accurate to how like the NBA looked at the time. You watch an old NBA game or an old NFL game and you see all the old graphics, just the presentation of it. You feel like you're back in the 90s.
Yeah.
That was what was great about this game too, was the commentary, the way the graphics looked and everything. Like it looks like a Super Nintendo game, but it also looks like on NBC or whatever other channels the NBA was on at the time. So I love how, even though this game's not totally in depth like modern sports games are, it captured the feel of the NBA at the time, which I thought was great.
Yeah, and there's always that like extreme aspect of everything back in the 90s, like NBA Jam, just the name of it, NBA Jam. Everything was jam or extreme or, like whatever.
NHL hits.
Yeah, NHL hits. It was like everything had to be like extreme to the max in the 90s.
Oh, I got to review NFL Blitz at some point because that game was so fun. It's like you take all the rules out of everything.
Yeah, and it was fun.
So good.
I'd love to review NFL Blitz. I remember me and a friend of mine playing that on his original PlayStation, and we had a blast playing that game.
Oh, it's sports games, when you have a group of people, are so fun. Like, you know, we would do that with the wrestling games too. Like we would create ourselves
Yeah.
and then we'd beat the hell out of each other. The worst was whenever we would put like all the characters on computer
Yeah.
and we do like a ladder match and it would just take forever. But this would have been a lot of fun to play. Like if, you know, I had a sibling or I had a friend who had this game. But one of my favorite things about this, and this was not the only sports game to do it, but this did it really well. Secret characters. Now, I put a link to the full list if you want to take a look.
Yeah, let me pull that up real quick.
But you could put in like certain codes or things like that to unlock power-ups, or you could unlock characters. Some of them, and this should tell you how dated this game is. Al Gore, Bill Clinton.
Wow.
Yeah. You could also unlock a Velociraptor.
All right.
Warren Moon, who was a quarterback in the NFL. A T-Rex, Triceratops. And it was rumored, and it may not have been for this one, but it might have been for another basketball game, that they were actually going to include Reptile, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
Warren Moon. Man, there's a name I haven't heard in decades.
There's a name I've not heard in a long time.
And who is P-Funk? Parliament Funkadelic is in this game, like the whole band, or is that just a person?
I would imagine it was just a person, but
Oh, it is George Clinton. It's George P. Funk Clinton. Wow, they have George Clinton in a video game.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I always loved when games would do this, like back in the day.
I forgot this game could do this big head mode. I forgot about big head mode. I've seen this a couple of times back in the day.
You could increase your defense. There was also a code where you could make the floor really slippery.
Oh.
So it's like you're on ice.
Wow.
That just, to me, that just adds to the replayability of it.
I can't believe
Love
they put
it.
Bill Clinton in a video game. That's so wow.
Yeah, and the great thing too, IR Monkey brings up in the chat, you could enter your initials and it would actually keep track of your stats
That's cool.
as you play the game, which was really cool. So and yeah, there are multiple versions of NBA Jams, but if you've never played this game, even if you're just like a very casual basketball fan, like you don't even have to be a basketball fan, this game is really fun. And I'm glad that Nick brought it up, because I likely would have never thought about this game again had he not brought it up in the Discord. So,
Yeah, and I
but
think
Chuck, now you're making me want to watch PCU movie.
see, these. I've never played this, but this does sound like a sports game I would like. I like a good arcadey sports game. I don't need NBA or no the show like
Yeah.
I don't need in-depth or games like that, like Madden or stuff like that. Just give me another like NHL Hits, NFL Blitz, just something simple and easy and arcadey and fun, and not full 15-minute quarters. Just give me like a good 3 to 5 minute quarter. I'm good.
That's one of the reasons why I like this game so much, is that it goes by super fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a perfect game to play if, say, you've only got like 20 minutes to play something. And then, obviously you're not as concerned with like keeping track of your stats or anything like that. If you just want something like an arcade game, and this is right up your alley. And I like the in-depth sports games in theory, like MLB The Show, like NCAA, where you could create your own person. I don't have time for that anymore.
Yeah, but
I'm being perfectly honest.
That's a certain type of gamer too. That there are people that literally buy consoles like an Xbox or PlayStation just so they can play the new Madden game or whatever, the MLB The Show, literally just for those. Like they buy an Xbox or a PS4 or a PS5 and it becomes like a Madden machine. Like that's all they play. I am not that type of gamer. That is just not me at all.
This would never happen. But to me, what makes more sense is whenever a new console comes out, you have your MLB, you have your Madden, and then every year they do a roster update because you have players that retired, that sign with different teams. Just do that. And then when the next console comes out, you have next Madden. But they'll never do that because there's too much money to be made by releasing a new game every year.
Yeah, but don't you think they would make more money if everybody knew that, like, okay, if I go buy this Xbox console and I buy this one copy of Madden, but every year they're just going to do a roster update that I can, download for $15-20. Don't you think more people would buy it at that point just because they know the roster updates are going to be cheaper than a full game, so more people would play? I mean, I'm no business person, but that seems like that would make more sense to me.
How dare you use logic and reasoning in business?
Yeah, IR Monkey in the chat says, I have friends that do nothing but play Madden and 2K. Yeah, I do too. There are people I know that literally play nothing but just Madden. Like, that's all they play is Madden.
Yeah, I think, and I agree with Nick, Madden hasn't been good in years. The last Madden I played was, I think, 2013 or 2014. And I would have rather played Madden 08 and 09.
I have never.
Because those were good.
I've never played a Madden game ever.
They're fun. Like I was more of an NCAA football fan back in the day, but those games stopped for years because of like player likenesses and whatnot. But
yeah,
I know that franchise is back, but I haven't played any of the new ones yet. But to kind of bring home the discussion on NBA Jam, as far as the reception goes, if I can find it. Legacy pop culture. Oh, here it is. Let's see. There it is. This article is very confusing. The game became exceptionally popular and generated a significant amount of money for arcades after its release in the U.S. It topped the monthly replay charts for upright arcade cabinets from April 93 through the summer to October of the same year. It listed it as America's top grossing arcade game of the summer 1993.
Yeah. I remember this video game was everywhere. Like you could go to the grocery store and it would be like at that little front area there.
The game's U.S. revenue in 1993 exceeded the 300 million or 670 million adjusted for inflation.
Jeez.
Domestic box office gross of Jurassic Park.
Wow.
Which is mind-blowing because that Jurassic Park was huge when it came out.
But also think about how big the NBA was in the 90s too. Like it was NBA was the biggest it would ever be in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I think the NBA got more popular than the NFL and baseball combined. Like everybody watched basketball back in the 90s.
When Jordan was at his peak, absolutely. Because it was an event.
Yeah, I didn't even like basketball, and I would still watch when the Bulls were on TV.
Oh, yeah, because everything from showing like their entrance to everything, it was like, it was different than your typical basketball game.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody wanted to see like what kind of record he was going to break.
You're literally going to see a man fly at some point during that game. It was like watching Mike Tyson. Like there were certain athletes back in the 90s, man, that you just couldn't ignore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm sure most people know about it, but there's that famous game when Michael Jordan had the flu.
Yeah.
And he had one of the best games that any basketball player has ever had.
What did he score, like 80 points or something like that? Like how do you have the
too
flu?
far off.
and still score almost 100 points. That's insanity.
That is dedication that very, very few people in this world ever have.
You know what happens to me when I get the flu? I turn into a 240-pound infant. That's what I turn into.
Same.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to fight it.
IR Monkey has a great point. He says this game shows how good the NBA was in the 90s. There was 2 or 3 players that were recognizable on almost every team.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like it was, you had Reggie Miller on the Pacers. You had Patrick Ewing with the Knicks, I think, around that time. So, yeah, it was. I know it generates a lot of revenue now, but there was nothing like watching a Michael Jordan basketball game.
Yeah,
back in the 90s.
Yeah, Nick says basketball then was awesome. Let me tell you something. Everything was more awesome in the 90s. Everything. Yeah. Just take me back there now. 2026 sucks. Take me back to the 90s, please.
I would love to go back to the 90s, like at the age I'm at now, or maybe like 4 or 5 years younger. Because let me tell you, I would follow the WWF and go to like as many shows as I could.
No, you know
and
what?
WCW too.
You know what I would do if I could go back to the 90s? I would go back roughly the same age, maybe just a few years older than I was at the turn of the decade, but go back with like a couple $1,000s and just dump it all into Apple and then just watch it grow as the decade goes on.
Oof. Just stay away from Enron.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. But what number score would you give the old NBA Jam here?
So, real quick, Electronic Gaming Monthly gave the Super Nintendo version a 9 out of 10. Next Generation gave the Sega CD version a 3 stars out of 5, and that's it as far as like the major review goes. I'm going to say this. This is a very fun game, even if you're not a huge basketball fan, because it's very easy to play. It looks great. It sounds great. I feel like I opened a time capsule from the early 90s when I played this game. Initially, I put an 8 out of 10, but I'm going to bump that up a bit. I'm going to give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. I really, really liked it. I think you would enjoy it too if you checked it out. Anybody who hasn't played it, it gets my seal of approval. I would absolutely check it out.
Yeah, I have it on my totally legitimate thumb drive of ROMs that I have. So I may break that out this weekend if I can pull myself away from Kingdom Rush 5 for 10 minutes.
That's all you need. 10 minutes and this game will sell you. I mean, I also played it through legitimate means through an app that's named after a notable airfare service that's here in the U.S.
Yeah. Totally legitimate and 100% legal, everybody. But hey, we would stay legal if Nintendo offered us this stuff to pay for, but they don't want to do that. So we have to, any means necessary, everybody. Yarr.
By any means necessary.
Guess what we're doing next week, Derek?
Earthworm Jim 2?
No. We should go back and revisit some Earthworm Jim 2.
That's an inside joke for those that aren't familiar.
I can wipe that thing out of my OBS queue for some reason.
No, we're actually going to be doing a top 5 sports game. So we're going to continue the discussion from tonight. I'm really excited to do this list because there's so many different types of sports games, like not just football or baseball, but you've got the Tony Hawk games, you've got the wrestling games. There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah, I know everybody's excited about this topic because everybody in the Discord's already started to put their lists in, and we haven't even announced it yet. So, like, I know everybody's excited for it.
They're so excited they beat us to the punch.
I know. So, yeah, next week is top 5 sports games, everybody. And then after that, 2 weeks, I'm going to be reviewing Double Dribble for the NES. And I would say I'd do Arch Rivals, but I'll save that for next March Madness. Save that for next year. That'll give me something to look forward to. But yeah, and what's that?
If you want to look really far ahead, we're coming up close to WrestleMania time.
Yes.
But I'm not going to review a WWE game. I'm going to review in 3 weeks. I'm going to review WCW Nitro for the PlayStation.
Awesome.
Because at the end of March, it marks the 25-year anniversary of when the WWF bought WCW, ending the Monday Night War. That is already 25 years ago.
That's insane.
So, so we'll take a look back at WCW for WrestleMania season.
And I know that I was going to do it was like Legends of Wrestling or something for who was it that
somebody on Facebook brought it up.
Yeah, it was a Showdown Legends of Wrestling by Nick Opaleski on Facebook. But here's the problem. It's too expensive. I keep an eye on it on eBay. It's really expensive, and if it'll ever get a good price on one, I'll go ahead and buy it and review it. But until I get enough money to buy a copy of the game and justify it, then I'm gonna have to keep passing on it. But if you guys want me to do that, then jack up your Patreon subs every month for a month or two, so I can afford a copy of it.
That reminds me. I don't think I put this in the Discord, but I know I sent it to you, Wally, and Joey. At one point, the rhino from Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, the one that Jim Carrey famously pops out of.
Yeah.
I almost put that in the Discord with the subtitle,
patreon.com/dirtgameretro. We should have bought that. We could have bought that, man. We could have had it.
I don't know what we would have done with it, but we would have figured something out.
I know what I would have. I would have given Jacob Craig a call and have him crawl out of it for a Patreon exclusive episode.
That would be great.
But go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, speaking of wrestling, happy Austin 316 Day to those celebrate.
Yeah, happy Austin 316, everybody. And you just try to get that image of Jacob Craig out of your head at this point.
I may Photoshop that in the next day or so.
No, his ears are probably ringing right now like somebody's talking about me. But that's going to bring us to the end of the episode. Like I said, get us your list for those top 5 sports games, everybody, and we'll be doing that next week. And let me go ahead and play our music. I need to turn it down or it's going to blow our ears out. Here we go. If you want to email us at nerdcaveretro@gmail.com. Guess what, everybody? You can leave us a voice message, and it doesn't cost anything. You don't have to leave a name or anything. You just go over to voicecast.app/NCR, and you just use whatever microphone you got, whatever's in the phone or tape recorder, whatever microphone you have near, it's going to use it, and you just leave us a message, and that's it. nerdcaveretro.com. That's our link tree. That takes you everywhere you need to go. All the social media, all the ways to give us money, the Patreon, the merch shop, and that merch shop is at ncrmerch.com. You got all kind of designs for t-shirts, hats, stickers, bags, mugs, whatever your nerdy heart desires. And if you can't do that, I understand. It's free to leave us a review and a 5-star rating on all podcasting platforms. Derek, please tell them what it's all about.
And that's the bottom line, because Nerd Cave Retro said so.
Yeah.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Monkey!
And that's a show, everybody.
That was really fun.
Yeah, I was going to
That
play
was
Hey
one of the most fun episodes
Paisanos.
we've done in a bit.
I was going to play Hey Paisanos at the end of that, but I forgot where it was. Since we're going to be doing Super Mario Brothers this week. Here it is.
Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
I can't wait for that. That's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Montez in the chat room said, can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
I should have went and got some beers and just smashed them on screen again.
Oh, that would have been great.
But thank you all for hanging out with us. I'm gonna go edit this thing up. So let me put our little outro thing here. Thank you all for hanging out with us. We're gonna be right here next Monday night, same bat time, same bat channel.